Peace out, kids. Sorry, go away. All right, there we go. Hello, Dale. Don't go away, Dale.
Good morning, Chuck.
Hi, Dale.
How you doing?
Well, we're back again.
Yay.
Um,
I'm looking for the link
yes.
on
Hello,
your
hello.
Facebook page so I can share it.
I'm Chuck. I think you probably know. If you're watching this, you probably know me. If you don't, then join us. We're having an open table today. We're like working out on Venice Beach.
Chuck, why don't
I'm
you describe what you're doing and why you're exercising?
I'm lifting the paintbrushes. This is like you got very unhappy at me last week for using this paintbrush.
Yes, I did.
That by the song, by the way, is Disney Jail by Supersonic Symbiotic, which is Artemis Shatskin, my friend, and Kerry Stamps, who's an amazing drummer, who looks a little bit like my brother-in-law, Mike Jordan, although I don't know that they agree. Tina got me in the habit, my wife, of thinking everybody looks like everybody. But everybody's unique, like a snowflake.
Yes, just like everyone else.
Yes, well, that was one of my favourite bits in Monty Python's Life of Brian, where he's leaning out the window going, "You're all different." They go, "We're all different." They go, "No,
Well,
not."
tomorrow's the traditional Life of Brian viewing day, isn't it? It's Easter.
Oh yes, all right.
Yeah.
I feel like the kids these days aren't familiar enough with just the basic life of Jesus to understand the parody. But that's
Well,
maybe a topic for another show.
I thought Jesus was hot right now.
Yeah, sure. Jesus. I love Jesus. If you're asking me, do I love Jesus? Yes, I love
No,
Jesus.
I'm not asking. So are we working? Are we preparing today for you to go to that art battle?
Um, yes. I mean, I haven't heard anything back. I don't know how long they tell you. I mean, I think the next thing that happens is they have, probably they have a bunch of people like sign up right after. I don't know. I should have done it there. All right.
Okay. Now, what size canvas are they working on, and what size canvas are you working on today?
So I'm going to start today with where I left off last week, which was the smaller size canvas. But
Okay.
rest before you start haranguing me relentlessly over and over again.
Oh, Amber says hi. Hi, Amber.
Hi, Amber.
Amber's one of our favorite viewers.
Shall I bring up the comments? Hang on.
Hi, Amber.
All right. Hopefully, I think they load in a sec. There you go. All right, it'll come in a sec. Oh, look, it's not there right away. Maybe it gives me a moment, or maybe you have to make another comment. But hi, Amber. So we're going to try more of this live drawing business from a
Okay.
model. Oh, I see.
Now,
That's like if I bring the comments up, that makes. What if I make Dale and I a little smaller? Wait, Dale, will
Amber
you?
says, just do it, Chuck. Don't overthink it.
But overthinking is my specialty.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Amber, but this whole show is about overthinking. So, what materials are you going to try to use, and am I going to be the official timekeeper?
You're going to be the official timekeeper. These are supposed to be 20-minute drawings. I am allowed a minute to prepare my palette.
Okay, so you're not
I have
prepared,
to,
are you?
and I'm allowed to sort of find some reference. So that was my first job. So there's a few images that I just save out during the week, I suppose.
My phone timer is still set for the 20 from last week.
All right.
So, if I remember, Chuck, this art battle is a phenomena going on all over the world in different locations, and artists perform in front of an audience on stage doing
Yes.
20-minute paintings under the clock.
Oh, yes.
And the best painting then goes up for auction.
All right, yes. And so some of the lessons I think I learned last week is
Not listening.
um, having a good reference that's not going to be too complicated in the time.
Okay. Now, did you print out your reference today, or are you still cheating?
I'm still cheating because I'm just looking up on the fly. But if it's right, I'm still learning what the references are. So yeah. But all right, yeah. So yeah, okay. So I don't know. I think that's cheating.
So, to remind the kids at home, the art battle rules are the reference must be printed.
That's according to the rules. Did you read the rules now, Dale?
No, God, no.
All right. Well, I had an attempt at it. All right. So I have a subject, and then I'm going to need some paints. Right. Now I
Okay.
did buy some new paints. For
Ooh,
the
what'd you
first one,
buy?
I'm going to start off doing what we learned last time using an industrial super permanent Sharpie to do the
Okay.
outlines. That actually was quite effective. But
Who suggested that, by the way?
I'm not saying you never have any good ideas.
Yeah.
All right, I got different kinds of markers. I sort of like the look of these big thumb ones.
Are these, oh, acrylic paint pens?
Maybe like I can go wide here if I do it this way.
Wow.
One of these makes it go wide. There we go. Oh, that puts
I
me
have
down.
not used acrylic paint pens, although I have seen them in our finer art supply stores now.
Well,
Where did you buy those?
on the internet where I buy most things.
Uh,
As you know, I'm quite pro the internet. I always liked it in the Osborne Book of the Future. That one of the things I liked was in the near future you'd be able to do your shopping on a computer.
well, you did.
Um, the only thing that was missing from that vision is I'm not wearing a silver spacesuit. Although my friend Chris
Yeah.
was wearing an orange jumpsuit with very silver shoes.
Well, you really should be wearing we both should be wearing jumpsuits for the show because that's what Commander Mark wore when he did the Secret City on PBS.
Hang on, I'm gonna flip the
So
camera so you don't have to be looking at it
I'm
backwards.
looking at the color palette and I see red, orange, white, green, tan, a couple of blues, black, yellow, and pink.
These
And
are
then it looks
actually very similar to the colors I was using with my drawings in my Instagirls book, where I was
okay.
drawing those models. And because I had things like silver markers, gold markers, like random highlighters. I was using highlighter pens a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
the problem
Purple, black, white, nice strong red and yellow.
now, have you actually used these or are you just opening them now?
So I haven't used them yet, and I'll get into them. I don't know. I don't know if am I going to just start using these right away? I guess I'm showing them off. I probably should.
Okay.
But I was thought I was going to do one like with the acrylics first because like now I know where I am with that for like my warm up because the warm up one. Well, the warm up ones usually doesn't come out that great, so I don't know. You never know. It sort of depends.
And what's that?
So these are okay. So these are look them in the box because people like unboxings, don't they? I pre-unboxed it. All right, acrylic paint pen.
Ooh. Are
Three
these
in one.
brand name like Liquitex or Golden or are they
No,
just
I don't know. They're ZR.
okay?
I just like that they had a range of different sizes, so I could just try a few things out.
Are they empty or loaded?
They're loaded.
Okay.
Yes, they're not fill your own ones. I'm not. I mean, I think you've got to try some different things. Plus, filling your own stuff's messy quickly. I don't know. I'm not big on that idea.
All right. So what's your plan for the first drawing?
All right. So I've got a model here. She's looks like sort of she's quite into 80s, being 80s model. I'm going to Let's see. I'm going to prepare a little palette here
Okay.
with my acrylics.
How much time do you have to prepare your palette before the battle?
10 minutes.
Okay, I'm starting 10 minutes now.
Oh, I don't think I'll need that long.
10 minutes.
Well, but I'm going to want you to restart it when I'm ready to go.
No, you said that this is battle conditions.
No, it's not battle
You have 10
conditions.
minutes to
It's
prepare
not
your
battle.
palette. You're going to be
It's show
drawing in
conditions.
10
Now we're
minutes.
having a nice, fun show.
You're going
And
to be.
some of the viewers have been upset at the amount of haranguing I've been receiving at your hand.
Which viewer? Which of our three?
At least two of them.
Okay. You have 9 minutes and 25 seconds to prepare your palette. Hi, Tina. Woo! Welcome to the show. Tina, Chuck is preparing for art battle, and part of the preparations are that he has to prepare his palette in 10 minutes. So these are battle conditions, and he only has 9 minutes left to prepare his palette.
I think it's not battle conditions, first of all, because first of all, I'm like on a podcast with you.
You
And we've
said
got
that
viewers
you wanted
tuning in.
Chuck, you know that this is a sport, and you can't be easy on yourself. You're going to have to learn.
You can in the warm up.
There's no warm ups.
This is what you're talking about. It's very much a warm up.
Yeah, well, you had your warm ups. You had your warm ups last week.
No,
And
we've just
Tina's saying,
we've strode
you can
down.
do it, my dear. She's
We've
referring to
strode out
me.
here on the metaphorical beach.
Okay, you have 8
fairly
minutes.
late in the morning. There's some Germans that have already been up already.
You have 8 minutes. Germans never sleep. So what are you preparing your palette with? With tubed acrylic paints?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I just squirted out a little paint.
Okay. And what colors did you squirt?
Well, I'm sort of looking at my model. I'm using some black. I could introduce some blue or some purple into this, but I'm going to start. This will be a sort of technique that I was pioneering last week. So, all right, I'm ready to start the clock.
All right, so I'm deleting the palette setup time. You got it done under 10. Say when, Chuck.
Okay, yeah, well, whenever you're ready, I guess. 20 minutes.
20 minutes on the clock. And Chuck is laying out his drawing using a super permanent Sharpie marker on acrylic gessoed canvas board. That is the wrong size for this competition.
It's just
so he's learning all these bad
little
habits.
Warm-up one. We're revising what we went over last week.
You see, if he's going to work larger, he's going to have to get a thicker marker.
All right, I'm realizing there's no point between the commentators.
And Chuck is contour drawing. Is this Lindsay Lohan?
No, it's creature number 13. So I don't know what that means. That was just how it's labeled. I found it on Instagram.
Now you have to remember, Chuck, that during this competition, there will be all sorts of distractions, like people asking you questions and shouting and drinking. You're going to have to learn to ignore it. Have you considered if you're going to wear any sort of ear protection while you're on stage?
Um, I could wear earplugs just on this show, couldn't I?
Okay, you've already failed. You shouldn't have answered the question. People are going to shout stuff. You have to learn to ignore them.
All right, I'd say you're probably right about that. What are they going to be shouting?
I don't know. Free bird. Draw a free bird.
It's quite a good name for a character. You should trademark that one. All right. How are we doing with the timer?
You're at 17 minutes.
Remaining.
Yes, remaining. It's always going to be remaining.
Always going to be remaining.
Now, is that black acrylic?
Yes.
On a flat or a filbert?
It's a filbert, but it's gone quite flat through use over the years.
Okay. For the kids who are watching that don't know the difference, a flat brush, all of the hairs on the brush come to one edge. And a filbert is technically defined as not a flat.
Oh, okay. So then I guess then it's definitely a filbert.
Oh man, this is looking 80s already. You know, if you had gotten a larger permanent marker, you could have just been drawing this in.
Well, that's what I've got already. So that's what next time we're going to try with that, like using the larger permanent marker. But this is just my warm up of going over what I did last week. That
There are
sort of
no
reminded me
warm-ups.
how I ended up with best results at the end of last week.
Okay.
So I've actually just got rid of all the paintings. I didn't get rid of them, but it was people's birthdays, so I gave 3 of them away. So
Okay. Remember, unless you have some way of warming up before the performance, there are no warm-ups. So are you going to be like in the bathroom painting? Just
I'll do some warm ups. I'll do some warm ups in the day. I'll be very warmed up.
you'll be very warmed up. Okay. So you're wasting all this time cleaning your brush
Yes.
and getting another color. You need more than one brush.
Yeah, you're quite right.
One for each color.
Well, maybe you're right, or maybe I'll use marker pens.
Or use marker pens.
That's a lot of brushes. So is that a thing, using one brush for each color?
Remember, this is like the NASCAR of art. So you're going to need to figure out the tips and tricks that will speed you up, because every second counts. You are at 14 and a half minutes left. This is why I think you should look more into markers and paint pens.
Okay, well, as you know, Dale, I will be exploring those options in a moment. All right. Let's see. I might.
Every second that brush is off the canvas,
I know. I realize that, Dale, but
you're falling behind, Chuck. This is why you're going to have to pre-mix your colors.
No, it's not, because that's not how I work.
That it doesn't matter if it's not how you work. This is what you're going to have to do. You can get empty paint pens that you can fill with your own colors.
Yeah, I know. There's all sorts of things you can do if you want to cheat.
Now, back in the day, did you paint a lot
Yeah.
with acrylics?
Yeah, I've painted a lot with acrylics over the years.
Now, did you pre-mix your value strings?
No.
Okay. I once talked to illustrator Michael Whalen, and I didn't realize this. I knew he painted in acrylics, but he put a lot of work into pre-mixing colors and values. So he had this stuff
I
already.
was putting some work into mixing colours. You're such a master now.
You need to
I
pre-mix
was
your.
like working away, putting some work into it. You're like, "Are you done yet?" Pre-mix your colours.
This needs to be like a paint by
I
numbers.
mean, it's a good job you're not here, Dale. Otherwise, I'd be coming out there.
This needs oh, this needs to be paint by numbers.
If you say so.
Yes, I do say so.
Let's see. I need a little brownier colour.
A little brownier. Yeah, I'm reminding you, you were at 11 and a half minutes.
I'm going to go in with that purple.
This is why you use the entire 10 minutes setting up your palette.
No, but I didn't know that till I got to this point in the picture.
Faster. You need a stay wet palette, so when you get there, you don't need to spend any time setting it up. You set it up at home.
Yeah, that was like George got into a real problem, I think, with his timing because of that.
What? He didn't set up his palette?
Well, I don't know about his palette. That his like the canvas was wet, and he was trying to get it dry,
Okay.
and that really used up a lot of his time.
Ten minutes. You
All
were
right.
you were halfway done with that painting.
Yeah. This is the fact of the matter with these paintings.
Now, do you have any brushes bigger than that?
I do.
You gotta get them out. Because remember, the canvas you're going to be working on will be larger. You need to develop the skills to use those larger brushes.
Didn't you just tell me to ignore you? But I was just about to do that.
No, you never said to ignore me.
No, you said I should be ignoring people I failed when I responded.
You should be ignoring the drunken people in the crowd.
Wait, where's my large brush? Have you been in here and stolen it?
Okay. You have less than 9 minutes.
Right.
Soon you'll have less than 8 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the problem. That was the problem with this format. I don't know.
Okay, it's been almost half a minute and you have not put a brush on the canvas. And now you're back to adding more paint. Okay.
This is just my process.
Yes, but if you want to
Don't
get
you worry
it
about
done
it.
in 20 minutes, you can't do this way.
I can do it any way I like.
That looks like a soft watercolor mop. And it looks like a filbert.
You sound like you're a golf commentator.
Well, you want this to be a sport. Remember, you need to add some color to that squiggle down along her back that represents her hair.
Do I?
Yeah, because right now it's unresolved.
And
Don't want unresolved.
why not?
You have less than 7 minutes.
Well, this is the trouble. You've been rushing me so much. I'm like pretty much finished already.
I'm not rushing you. I'm just the guy with the time.
Well, how much more details am I putting in here?
Six minutes.
Six minutes.
6 minutes.
6 minutes. 6 minutes. Dougie, fresh your arm. All right. Now here we go. Yeah, now this is a bit where I'm like picking the makeup, so that's
Okay.
well, she's got a really pinky one. Should I get a pinky color? Really super pinky. Do I even have a pinky color? I don't even know if I do. I probably do in those new.
Yeah, I don't need the time to set up my palette.
No, because you've got to work with what you've got.
This isn't work. This is a performance. You have to optimize for speed.
Yeah, well, maybe there's some truth to that.
You're not dragging a plow. You're a racehorse. Okay. You have less than 5 minutes.
All right. Well, this has not ended up in a very good color for the lipstick.
No.
All right. Wait. Okay, I've got a bit. Okay.
Faster. Faster. No laughing.
You got me in trouble here. All right, I'm using my new paint marker.
No. No, yeah, that's every illustrator. Yeah, if it's not going right, let me just try a new medium that I've never used before.
That's not going to work. They're going to take some warming up. All right.
Okay. 4 minutes.
Wait, I'm sure I've got something. All right. Different approach. It's only because this painting's more or less finished otherwise.
Three and a half minutes. 3 minutes. I gotta tell you, I'm just filled with sadistic glee.
What about what?
I'm having a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. Indulging your deepest fantasies here. Ping me on into a
I'm
frenzy.
surprised the acrylic stays that wet. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm not that happy with this
Come on.
one so far.
Come on. No slowing down now. You slow down when it's
yeah, I'll say I'm happy with it in that I think it's better than the first one last week by quite a long way.
Okay. You have 2 minutes. What can you do in 2 minutes?
Well, I can.
Okay. Amber said, I had to go change the baby. What did you miss? Amber, what you missed was a lot of Chuck adding stuff to his palette and cleaning his brush, which
Rubbish.
he knows he should have done before he started painting.
Rubbish.
And Amber, Chuck only has 1.5 minutes to finish this painting. Now he's starting to understand. Markers, markers, markers. I want to know what Amber changed the baby into, though.
Into some sort of magical creature.
You have less than a minute. You were at 55 seconds. 50 seconds.
50 seconds.
40 seconds.
Ooh, that went
30
bad.
seconds.
That's all right. Okay.
20 seconds.
Uh-oh.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Push us down. Push us down.
All right. Well, I'm not that happy with that one, but all right.
Okay. Well, then stop.
Okay.
Why aren't you happy?
Well, because it's a warm up one. You're right. You harangued me a lot.
Yeah. But that's just the noise you're going to hear while people are partying.
That was really 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Can I make some suggestions?
Yeah. I don't know if I should do 80s models.
You should do more with the pen and less with the brush. And when you use the brush, use a larger brush. So I think you ought to put out, why don't you get out one of those canvas sheets and right now just use
the whole
your
thing was all off. I don't know why I was doing it all on the side of the thing, and the camera was only on half the page. All right. Okay. Well, look.
use
Okay.
those paint pens.
But all right. Here's the first one I did last week.
Oh, by the way,
So
Tina
actually,
says,
I think out of the two, she came out better.
yes. And why did she come out better? Because you listened to me.
All right. But we'll
Tina
see.
says looks great.
We'll have learned some lessons, Dale. Yes, and you will have contributed to those lessons. Yes.
Well, why don't you get the paint pens out and just get them charged and see if you like using them?
Yes.
And you have 10 minutes to do it.
Well, we're under show conditions, so that's fair enough. All right. Well, I don't hate that. She's all right. She looks better in real life.
The thing is, you are spending a lot of time using a smaller brush and having to wash it and having to clean it in between colors. And when you look at people at fairgrounds who paint t-shirts or paint things on demand, they're optimized for speed. So you need to learn those tricks.
Oh yeah, these things take a lot of warming up, I'm realizing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be okay. That's starting to come out.
So kids, Chuck is warming up an acrylic paint pen, which means he's got to get that liquid paint all the way down into the sponge. We can see the nib. It looks like a chisel nib. Now, do you have a fine nib for that on the other end?
No.
Do you have a fine acrylic paint pen that's black?
I do.
Why don't you charge that up too? Now, how do those keep from drying out?
I don't know, Dale.
Okay. You better make sure if you use those, they haven't dried out before you go to the show.
Yeah, well, I realise that, yes. Although sometimes, like, you get quite a good effect with something that's dried out. So, all right. So this set, there's some different sizes.
Do they have one that has a marker size?
So they have another jumbo, which I probably won't open now. But then there are two smaller that are paint markers.
I can't see them. You're holding them off camera.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, why don't you why don't you load one of those? Or charge it, or whatever you call it.
Comes. Yeah, it's quite
Yeah,
easy.
it works. Now, does that work better for you than a Sharpie? What's the difference?
It's similar. Yeah, it's actually smoother than a Sharpie.
Okay. Do you like it better?
Yeah.
Now, how dry is it? I mean, the question is, how long will that take to dry before you could use another color over that? Now, are you using just primarily the tip?
Yes.
Can you hold it at a slight angle and use it on its side? You need to pan your camera down on the drawing.
Yeah, sorry, I was getting a little too far into the drawing.
Okay, you notice how that line kind of ran out of ink?
But I think if I push down, you can produce it. It would suddenly gollop out a whole load of ink.
Well, no, I just noticed that one of the hair profile lines, it looks like the paint feed couldn't keep up with the speed that you drew the line.
Yeah, but that's sort of partly deliberate because then you get a lighter a line.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. You do different things to get
Now,
different
have
things.
you ever used a paint pen before? Okay, don't use
Yeah,
the thin paint pen when you can dig out the big one that you just got. Use that one.
yeah, right.
No filling in with this one. Use the bigger nib for the filling in.
I suppose you're right.
I am right. I'm always right.
There's a thinner one, but I'll save that for later.
Okay. You don't want thinner
Well,
because you're going to be working on a larger canvas.
yeah, you might want to like do some eyelashes or something. Fat eyelashes. Plus,
Now, is that the other thin one?
yeah.
Okay. Don't waste your time with it. You're
Well, but
not.
this is not a time one. This is this is. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's very thin. All right,
Yeah, I told you don't waste your time on it.
all right. It's
I
not a
know
question of
everything.
time. It's a question of trying out the thing.
Okay,
Yeah, that does some things. That's good.
use the bigger pen.
Um,
Do not fear the thick pen.
I don't fear the thick pen. Amber, is Amber there? Amber, can you tell her I
You
don't
need to
fear the thick
pan your
pen?
camera down. I can't see what
Oh
you're
yeah,
drawing.
sorry. This. Ooh, look at that. That's very nice.
And don't forget that you could use either one of the points on the end of the pen.
Yeah.
Now, how's that work for you?
Um. Yeah. I'm just figuring out how I would treat different things. Whether I'm going to go because that's very black. It's quite hard to draw with this. Maybe on the bigger canvas you could go in and draw with this.
The bigger canvas, like the one you're supposed to be practicing on?
Uh, I'm not. You know, it's not just about that though, isn't it? Because those are big things to do around. These are like I was able to give the ones away that I did last week because they came out nice. All right. All right.
Now,
All right.
do any of the other paint pens that you have bought, do they have a different shaped nib?
No,
Okay.
but I got extras of the black of these.
Okay. You know, if they're just foam, you might be able to take a piece of scissors and cut them into a different shaped nib.
Maybe
Maybe.
there's an email address I could email and ask them.
Or you
But
could just get a pair of scissors and do it.
they probably. Well, you know, they could tell me if that's a good idea or not. They could say,
Uh,
yeah, people try that, it doesn't work. They could say, that invalidates your warranty.
really, there's a warranty. Did you get pen care with that? Did you get the extended warranty on them?
All right. Um. All right. Is it time to attempt another
No,
time
wait, wait,
drawing?
wait, wait. Go back to that one.
What?
Is it dry? If you
It's
put
no that I think this the under one is, but the black is
okay,
not.
that's something for you to realize when you're painting because you're going to have to compensate for that wet paint.
Yes.
Now, do you want to charge any of the other markers before you try the next exercise?
Um. I'm not sure if I love the markers for like we'll see. I think maybe you're right though. If I'm going to use the markers, I need to use them on a bigger canvas.
Right. Which is what you're going to have to work on anyway. Why don't we pause the show while you run to the art supply store and buy a bigger canvas?
No, I have one right here. I have them here.
You bought them?
Yes.
Then why haven't we been using them?
I told you because I was doing a warm up on a small one before we got into.
Well, do you want to do another warm up?
I think I do. Well, I've done a warm up, just testing these markers. Uh,
Now you know that
I
you
don't know. I could. Yeah, I mean, this one I wasn't. This was just a test. Um,
you can get larger permanent Sharpie markers,
I'm quite happy with that size, but yeah,
but if you had a larger one, you could more easily put in the blacks.
I think the underline drawing is fine.
Okay.
But there's a lot of juice. I'm going to have to keep this running because I'm going to have to warm up other ones as we go, aren't
Okay.
I?
Set up another warm up. But this time, is your palette ready? You have more than one brush.
No, I've got the same materials I had.
You need a larger brush.
I don't know. The trouble with doing a bigger canvas is that it's not going to fit on the screen we have here.
Can't you pull the camera back?
It can't really go back any further.
Could you turn off your picture and my picture? They could just hear our voices. They don't need to see our ugly mugs while you're painting.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, there are girls on.
Should I do an intermediate size canvas in between? Because these ones are quite big.
There are girls on OnlyFans who are doing all their technical support one-handed, and the two of us can't match their technical expertise.
I mean, now you're asking me, Dale. These canvases are quite big.
Are they the regulation size?
Yes, but they to fit as far as fitting on my table here goes.
Well, you're not going to be working on a table. You're going to be working on an easel. You got to set it up as if you're going to be working.
Oh my god.
Do you have an easel?
I do, but oh my god, it's a rickety thing trying to set it up.
No, is it a French easel?
Yes.
Yeah, those things are. I hate those.
I know someone. Well, it was a nice present, but I've never really been able to deal with it very well. I know it's fine once you get it. But I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm not sure that I'm really going to be able to fit one of these onto.
Ooh, does it still have the shrink wrap on it?
Yes.
Ooh.
And some gel de silice. Ne pas ingérer. That makes it sound French, but it's probably
And they ship
Chinese.
those to you through the mail?
Well, I suppose, do you call that the mail?
And that's acrylic primed canvas. That's acrylic gesso.
Bless you.
I love taking the shrink wrap off a new canvas. It smells like victory.
All right. I mean, I'm assuming this is what. Yeah, they're painting on the art battle. It seems big.
Yeah.
I don't think they were that big, but that's what it said.
Wait, you didn't ask the measurements?
Well, I on the website it said this big,
Okay, and is that what you ordered?
and that's what I ordered. But I think what they were using were they really this big? Oh, I guess so. They were like, okay, all right, yeah, I suppose so. They were sort of doing all this, yeah. All right.
Okay. That was
They look
for
smaller
some.
when you're sort of further away across the
Are
room.
you still thinking in terms of metric when? I mean, you just got back from Basingstoke. I mean, are you
Basingstoke.
thinking in metric or metric or God-fearing English? Why don't you turn off both of our pictures and then we can see
I love Basingstoke, by the way. People in
Basingstoke?
Basingstoke don't know how lucky they have it.
I assume that was a town made up by Monty Python.
They had one episode that had a bit about Basingstoke in it.
Or Benny Hill. Chuck, as someone who grew up in England, do you think that comedy changed when they went from inches to centimeters?
Yeah, when we went on the metric system, things got a lot easier. Everything was it was like a happier, better world.
Really?
Yeah, it was like it's like you didn't have to do everything like by some things in base 12 and some things in base 16. Suddenly you could just use base 10 all the time, and everything was so much easier.
Well, I mean, didn't that? Oh, wait. We have a visitor. It is Emily Adam 786, and she's saying, "Hey, what's up?" and asking, "Do we stream every day?" No, we do not. We
No,
only stream Saturday mornings. It just feels like every day.
yes, it feels like it goes on all day as well, but it's just we just do a couple of hours. I'm doing live painting, but I've Dale's trying to get me to use a bigger canvas.
I am trying to get Chuck to use a bigger canvas because that is the regulation size canvas for the art battle that he intends to enter. You have to use the correct sporting
but I
equipment.
need to zoom out. I can't. That's a technical challenge for next week's show, I think.
What, to move the camera back?
Yes.
Doesn't it have a zoom function where you can zoom out?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
And Emily says, "Oh, nice. Can we ask Emily where she is watching from? Is Emily in the United States? Because we have viewers from all over the world, all three of them.
all three continents.
And Emily's asking where we are from. Do we tell our viewers, Chuck?
Yeah.
Chuck is from San Francisco. He is in San Francisco right now. You can tell because he's broadcasting from his garage.
Yes, and it really is my garage.
If you live in San Francisco, you learn that the largest room in the house is the garage. Oh, Emily's in from Australia. I've been there.
Oh yeah, I've been to
I'm
Australia.
broadcasting from Silicon Valley, which is an hour south of San Francisco. Australia. Wow.
Australia's great. I loved Australia.
Oh, the food is awesome in
I
Australia.
I lived in San Francisco. I was born in England, and I lived in San Francisco for longer now, like half my life and more in San Francisco. But I didn't get an accent really. But then I went to Australia for 3 weeks, and I came back talking with an Australian accent. So I
Really?
don't know how that happened.
Wait, wait, wait. What are you opening now?
I'm opening these like slightly smaller canvases I have because there's no way I'm going to get that big one
Are
on
they
the frame.
larger than the canvas boards you were using?
No, they're about the same. They're a bit smaller actually,
So,
but
all right.
they're they're more like the texture of the other ones. So
Okay.
I'll have a go. We're just going to do one
Yes, San
at the
Francisco
time.
is a nice place, Emily. Emily's saying that San Francisco is a nice place. Only if it's not so nice if you're trying to find parking, but it's a nice place.
It's better than London when you're trying to find parking.
How long did
Where in Australia are you from,
how
Emily?
long did it take us to get from your place to the Legion of Honor? It was like about an hour, and you were just driving across the city.
No, it takes about 25 minutes to get to the Legion of Honor.
No, it was longer than that.
I
So, so this is an acrylic
no,
primed
no.
canvas.
And there was plenty of parking at the Legion of Honor too.
Yes. Well, not plenty, but we found some.
Well, all right.
We almost got run over by the robot golf carts.
I feel like though next week I am going to have to set up the easel.
Yeah, you are.
Maybe I
And the
should stream
camera.
every day. Emily, would you watch if we streamed every day?
Emily, would you watch this if we streamed it every day? Because I'm not going to be part of it.
We need a few agreements. All right. Am I going to use this crazy paint pen thing?
Oh, they're asking how. Emily's asking how long have you been streaming on Twitch? It seems like forever.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, I stream out to Twitch. Thank you for finding through Twitch. I meant to update the Twitch account because I'm not even sure if it says the right time when we stream, but I don't really. I'm mostly going through YouTube and Facebook, I suppose, but it goes to Twitch. So yeah, thanks for finding us on Twitch.
Emily, if you're on Twitch, may I also recommend the channel Cinema Insomnia and Sinsomniac Theater. Those are both
Right.
fun Twitch channels.
Emily, do you have any favorite celebrities or someone you'd like me to draw?
Uh-oh. Yeah, Emily, pick a celebrity that you'd like Chuck to try to paint.
Otherwise, I have some punk rock models here that I'll try and draw.
Now, are you going to use the black paint pen, or are you going to use
Yeah, I'm going to try with this black paint pen.
the thin one or the thick one?
All right. I'm going to start with the thin one.
Okay.
And we'll see how it goes. Yeah. All right.
So black acrylic paint pen on white acrylic gessoed canvas.
Yeah. All right. And are you timing me?
No, I'm not, but I will. Say when.
Well, start. Yeah.
Okay, I can't find it. Hang on. Started. So we've got 20 minutes.
Yeah. And if there's anyone who's just joined us, why don't you explain to them what's happening again?
Chuck is practicing to take part in a competition that takes place all over the world.
Well, yeah, maybe. I've put my name down to do that. Yes.
And
The art battle.
He's training to be part of one of these art battles? Oh, we have a new viewer, Emma Denham. Hey,
Oh,
what are we drawing
hello.
this week?
There we've got Emma and Emily.
We are drawing out my anger over Chuck.
No, we're getting into it. We've done some warm up. I'm just doing a little canvas now, though.
Chuck is preparing to take part in a live painting composition called an art battle. This happens on stage with a number of different artists. They have to all work on the same size canvas, and they only have 20 minutes. So he is researching different materials that allow him to reproduce his style, but on a larger scale. Chuck traditionally works in pen and ink and then colors in watercolor, although he does also work on the computer. But since this is going to be a much larger piece and it's also performance art, he has to figure out what new materials will give him his traditional look. And so far, he has tried Sharpie markers and tube acrylics, but now we're trying acrylic paint pens to see if that is a more convenient, faster method. Emma says, sounds very exciting.
Yeah, Dale makes it sound really thrilling, doesn't he?
It is thrilling. Art is thrilling. That's why I'm on the show.
He's like Dale's one of those just you think of him like a golf commentator.
I used to sell art supplies. Art supplies are awesome.
You're an art supply commentator. That's you can put that as art commentator.
Yeah, the problem is that computer back in the day when you sold computers to desktop publishers, you were working in an art supply store. You were selling stuff for people to use Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator on. All
Yes.
right. Emma says Charlie will smash it. Is that you, Chuck? Or are you Charlie?
Some of my fans call me Charlie.
I call you Charlie. I should call you Charlie. I guess Chuck is the Americanization of Charlie.
Yeah.
Do your
Well, Chuck's my professional name, and my buddies tend to call me Chuck. But you know,
what do your parents call you?
when they're being nice.
Yeah, when they're being nice.
They usually call me Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah.
You never told me to call you Charlie.
I find it's difficult in America because Americans go, Johnny, what do you say? Charlie.
Okay, so
They don't really hear Charlie. They go,
so
yeah.
Charlie,
Go, Charlie. I'm Charlie.
Is Charlie the metric version of Chuck?
Somewhat.
Did they change your name from Charlie to Chuck at Ellis Island?
I changed my name to Chuck before
Really?
I came to this country.
Okay, now what are you using now? Are you switching to a different color of paint marker?
Yeah, she's got some nice bright orange hair.
Okay.
So I'm going to whack out.
Now, what nib size is this?
So I'm going to go in with a big fat orange marker.
Okay, so we're going to see right now whether or not that black is dry or not.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, it's only so dry it can be reasonably expected to get.
Well, this is why it would be useful if you had a hairdryer or... Ooh, I know what you could get. You could get one of those... go to a cooking supply place and get one of those creme brulee torches and use that to dry your paint. They'll love that. It'll be flame. Emily is asking if she can send a request in Instagram.
Yes.
And I don't know. Can she?
Although this doesn't actually go live on Instagram, but yeah, actually that's not the best way to do it.
What is the best way? Send it now.
What sort of request?
She's asking, please accept.
Is it an indecent request?
is it an indecent request? I don't know. And Emma has asked, what color are her nips? Did you draw her nips?
I didn't draw her nips. No,
Okay.
her lips. Oh yeah, she's got actually quite dark purple, like actually more brown. She does have brown lipstick.
Oh, okay. How do you like this large nib paint pen?
Yeah. It's functioning much as I would have hoped it would.
Okay. I was saying nips. No, you wrote nips.
Nips.
Do you spell lips differently in England, Chuck?
No.
Is it
What
lip?
are you
Is
going
it
on about nips?
lips with an E or an OUR on the end?
What colour do they
Okay.
call this?
Now, is that paint dry?
No, I'd say that's still fairly wet.
Emma says that I am stunning as always. Okay, so it's wet. That's the problem, is I don't know if you want to paint over because you'll get that paint on the nib of the other color. You might have to treat this like a paint by numbers. By the way, you're at 12 minutes. 12 minutes and 40 seconds.
You've got to give me a little time. Oh, this. Okay, this is all right.
Is that the
What's wrong with
metallic
these
gold?
colours?
Is that brown or gold?
It says it's brown.
Okay. Looks kind of raw umbery.
Yeah, it does look quite gold as well, but I'm pretty sure the gold is this one.
Okay. Emily says, come to Insta.
Well,
Emma's going to
I'm in the
leave.
middle of a drawing in case you weren't paying attention.
Emma says, gotta go. Happy Easter. Good luck with it.
Oh, happy
all.
Easter, Emma. Yes.
X. Happy Easter, Emma.
Oh. What I'm realizing is these paint markers is that they're just like in their colors. There's not really a good way to mix them, is there?
Right, but it might be a useful way of putting down, blocking in, and then painting over.
Right.
Because look how much faster you are blocking in. So you could either do this by having a larger brush, or you could get empty paint pens and fill them with a pre-mixed color. You have 10 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, because I want to get in and use my brush now. Can I do that? Okay, yes, I can.
This reminds me of the way that I used to paint with acrylics and watercolors, where I would have two brushes, one with paint and then the other one with water for mixing. I'm sorry, not mixing, feathering the edge. You have 9 minutes. Is your brush smearing that black at all?
No, the black's holding up pretty well, I would say.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting. I'm just sort of using the colours as I put down. Oh, I didn't really. Okay,
You're at 8 minutes.
Oh, yes. You see, I've realised there's something in the drawing that I forgot. That's going to be. Oh, that's hard to put in now. Okay, I'll leave it out. If in doubt, leave it out. All right. All right. So there's a little something in the back of ground.
7.5 minutes.
See, now I've got the problem where I'm sort of finished, and I don't really want to do a lot more.
You gotta keep going. Work through the pain. 7 minutes.
But it's sort of done.
You still have time to ruin it.
I know.
Okay, you're noodling. You don't want to noodle.
Well, I'm done. I'm like,
Okay, you're done.
no, I mean, I can noodle for a minute, but you know, yeah.
Okay, you can noodle for 6 minutes.
Yeah. See, if this was dry, I'd pull these out a little more. I mean, if it's good enough for Keith Haring, it's good enough for me.
Well, the question is, do you think it is enough for the judges?
But why? I mean, yeah, Keith Haring. He's like somebody was wearing a Keith Haring shirt the other day. I was like, wow, it's like Keith Haring's still alive and doing new things because I'm like, oh, I didn't know he did that. You know.
Well, I don't follow Keith Haring.
Oh, I know what I was going to do. Shoot.
You have 5 minutes.
Oh, I've got 5 minutes still. All right. Okay. I was going to do some little silver highlights for a lark.
It sounds like there's a mixing BB inside of those. Okay, hurry up. 4 minutes. How do you like the silver?
Well, I don't know. This was my idea to do this. Well, it's quite big and thick.
Really?
um, but now I also feel like I need like white.
3 minutes. What are you going to do for lunch today?
You know, you suddenly see something like when I'm down to 1 minute. Think about what am I doing for lunch? I don't know. Eating a sandwich, probably. Do you think I should go out for lunch somewhere? I suppose I was out for dinner last night. Went to a nice Turkish restaurant.
Really?
Turkish restaurants are in. It's like it started with the Turkish barbers. Now it's Turkish restaurants. It's that Erdogan guy. He's doing a really good job of getting Turkey out there.
I was in Turkey in 2001.
Oh.
Yes, I was on a cruise with Sabrina, and we stopped in Turkey.
Oh, you went on a cruise?
Yes, it was. We went to Greece and Turkey, and it cost us like next to nothing. Sabrina had won it in a contest.
I think the camera is a bit lopsided because she's looking very sort of
Uh,
diagonal. She looks better to me.
okay,
Right, I'm done.
what do you? Okay,
Can I sign it?
You still have 1 minute and 45 seconds. Do I call it?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything more to this one.
Okay. What did you learn from that one, and do you like those materials?
I think I learned I would like to use these materials on the bigger canvas
Okay.
because although I was happy with that result,
What about the colors?
the colours were tricky. I mean, the colour's not that important though in art.
It isn't, huh?
I mean,
Color's not that important in art, right?
I mean, colour's part of it, but what's more important is value.
Yes.
This is like I keep hearing a story about some kid who went to SOTA and they had to the audition. They were a great painter and they were asked to paint an apple, but they weren't given any green or red.
Yes.
Or something, and that drove them crazy. But it's like, yeah, okay, you don't need those to paint an apple.
You just need to be able to control what colors surround the apple.
I don't know. She looks better in real life to me than she does on the camera. Sometimes they look better on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Some pieces are more photogenic than others.
Now, do you want to stick with a black line if you're going to be using paint pen?
Well, for the 20-minute drawings, yes, I do, because I think that's sort of like where I like a strength. And I'm not sure. Again, this one I sort of feel like I would have gotten better results, like going in with my usual watercolor wash rather than doing the paint pen.
Okay.
But then I quite like that I was able to manipulate the paint pen.
Okay.
With the brush.
Okay. What was more comfortable?
Paint
pen or brush?
This is a trick question. If I say the one thing, are you going to force me to use the other one?
No,
Because I
I'm
need to
not
be,
going to
I
do
need
that.
to be suffering.
Which one was more comfortable?
Um, which one was more comfortable? Uh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they were fine. They
All
were
right.
both fine.
You're not
The
going to
paint.
cooperate at all.
I mean, I was quite happy with the effects I got with the marker.
Okay.
In this drawing. But I liked that I could manipulate it with the brush. They have different results, but they both give nice effect.
Do you think that you're going to end up using both? Maybe to use the paint pens to lay out the block areas, and then go in with a brush to do transitions in detail?
Yeah, I mean that's another way to go. I liked how it wasn't on this one. I mean, I want to do another one like this.
Okay.
You know,
We've got time for one more painting today, and then we got to wrap it up because
really?
it's 11:24 now.
Oh, I was just starting to have fun, but yeah, all right.
No fun in art. So this is another canvas.
Yes, I've got another of these little canvases. I suppose I'll have some.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the best layout here where it's sort of more canvas. It's this. I wish I could make us. I guess it's having the chat overlay.
Well, I can read off what comes up in the chat. You can turn the chat off, the
Okay,
chat
you can
overlay
read.
off.
You'll read the chat anyway. That
Yeah,
way
we
we'll get.
haven't
That way
had,
I'll get
it
more
was
art on
very
here.
kind of Emma and Emily to come in, but they have not commented in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, Emily seemed very keen for me to go over to Instagram, which made me slightly suspicious.
I think all of our viewers are slightly suspicious. Can I make a suggestion for this one?
Yes.
Draw it with the big black marker using its edge.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
I think this canvas is very small for that.
Yeah. I still think you should do it.
All right. I hear you. I hear and obey.
And then you can
Wise
go in and use
master.
the smaller black paint pen
Wait, I've lost it.
to.
Oh, here it is.
Now, I would think that maybe when you perform, have one of these small canvases attached to your easel with a clamp for you to practice your stroke before you commit. The same way you would have a scratch piece of paper nearby to practice your ink stroke before committing.
Yes. Okay. The question is a good subject. All right. So, I mean, if I'm going to go in with this big black marker, I'm
You
a
may
bit worried
want
about that because if it's not, because it doesn't dry, like we've already decided it's not very good at drying.
well, yes, but if you're only using the edge or the point on one side of that marker, then it's not putting as much paint down.
All right. Here's a drawing of Debbie Harry. All right.
Let
So,
me
what are
know
you
when you
suggesting
want.
that I do?
What?
What are you suggesting I do?
I suggest you use the big, thick black marker, but you hold it in such a way that you're only drawing on the thin point on either end of that nib. Ideally, you may want. Ideally, I think you want more line variability in. Right? Yeah. Do you want me to start?
Okay, go on.
Start. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Commit to that line.
uh,
It's good. Now remember, didn't you get one? Didn't you get a paint pen that does white?
yeah.
All right, that's what that's for.
But I think it's going to be hard to overpaint it.
Well, this is your opportunity to learn if you can overpaint it. Now you'll probably get black in that nib, so you may have to treat it as disposable. Or just get some white paint and put on a brush. Okay, we have a viewer. Woo! Bruce Rayburn says, "Good
Bruce,
morning,
hey
guys.
Bruce.
Just tuning in. Welcome to the show."
Hi Bruce. Dale is like being a bastard and making me do things in a way I don't do them.
What we're doing this morning, Bruce, if you're a
Confusing
new
me.
viewer, is Chuck is experimenting with art materials to prepare for an art battle where he will be painting on stage, and he has a limit of 20 minutes. So he's trying to find what materials will give him the style that he normally gets through pen and ink and watercolor.
Yeah, but rather than just letting me get on with it, Dale keeps insisting I try various things, like most of which
Yeah,
not what I want to do.
yeah, that's because you are not. You're in your comfort zone, Chuck, and
Yeah,
you.
I know. I'm not. Yeah. You kept right.
Bruce says he saw one of those and he should kick ass. Yes, if he practices and trains and figures out what materials he use.
Uh,
Okay, you do realize that this is much better than the stuff you've done previously, right?
oh, rubbish.
Yeah, it
No,
is.
I'm not happy with that at all.
I don't care if you're happy. You're certainly being much faster because you're only at 16. And Bruce says he likes it.
Well, cheers, Bruce. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's sometimes it's just a question of perspective, I suppose. It's just Dale. He's just tormenting me this morning.
Okay.
I've asked him to do it. I've asked him. I've told him it's like we're working out on Venice Beach here. This is the Venice Beach.
I am your spotter.
In your basement.
Okay, why are you going to color? Put the color away. Get the white out. Use the white.
What? No. There's some color got to come in here.
All right, fine. Now, is that thick nib or thin nib?
Well, it's another thick nib. Don't worry.
Okay, you got to charge these things before we start drawing.
Well, I know, but
no.
This is just can you, these are the show where we're charging it.
No buts.
Ready pretty quick. It's pretty quick.
Full battlefield. This is battlefield conditions.
Can you stop saying that? It's not battlefield
Yes,
conditions.
battlefield conditions.
This is only the second
This is
training session. You don't put people
this
in
is
battlefield conditions in the second training session.
this is
It's
this is a
art.
rehearsal in costume. See how much faster you're putting the background in using those?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
But is
need to
it?
use
I
a
don't know.
bigger.
I mean, yeah, all right. I mean, I didn't really say that I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. You keep implying that I didn't think paint markers were going to be a good idea. Um, all right, but I do have to charge them up because I haven't used them before.
Yeah, you should have charged them up during the palette setup time. By the way, you have 13 and a half minutes.
Right. This one's looking more like Tina.
That's a good thing. You have 13 and a half minutes. All this time charging those markers.
Oh, don't worry about that. I mean, there's a certain amount of it's involved, but like also that's like the baseball guy walking up and down on the mound, you know, and spitting and all this sort of stuff. It's part of the process, Dale. Yeah, I'll just.
What's wrong, Chuck?
What's wrong is I'm not in 100% agreement about these. But oh, now look, this is a runny one. All right. Yeah, and then we go into sort of grey here quite quickly.
Okay, you're learning what those markers can do. You realize you could have just left it as a graphic solution.
Yeah.
Now, if you didn't want those to run, what material would you use instead?
Well,
You could use large Sharpies.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so now you're back to the brush. Oops. Bruce Rayburn says, "Hi, Tina. Good morning."
Yeah, this one. Yeah, no. Dale, there's too much of the black everywhere. I think that was a bad idea.
A bad idea.
Coming in with all the black.
What's wrong with it? Okay. So what color would you prefer to draw on?
No, it was just that coming with a big wet black marker everywhere. There's just too much wet blackness everywhere.
Okay. Well, you've learned that about the material.
I knew that about the material. I don't know. Okay.
You have
All right,
10
I'm going to stop
minutes.
grumbling. Yeah, all right.
So next time, try a large Sharpie marker. Why are you making everything black?
Because that's how it is in my reference.
Okay. 9.5 minutes. Yes, use rags. More rags.
Um,
Ooh, is that white?
yes.
Ooh,
I don't know you're going to get excited about that.
I am excited. Problem is, you're going to get that nib muddy because the paint is wet on the canvas.
Yeah.
You may want to use a brush and white instead.
Well, there's also some.
You have 8 minutes. Seven and a half minutes.
Oh, it's good actually. I'm quite enjoying the countdown. It's like then finally I'll be free of your torment again for another week.
Okay. I'd like to remind you who sends me the link at midnight going, oh, we have a show tomorrow.
What do you mean? I sent it very early yesterday. I sent it in the afternoon.
Yeah, it only counts as when I read it. Bruce Rayburn says, this reminds me of Max Beckman.
Oh yeah. Definitely Max Beckman. Is he one of those German expressionists?
I don't know who Max Beckman is. I'm going to look up Max Beckman.
Is he a mate of Max Ernst?
It's not an insult to Max Beckman. I just don't have a good memory for names and artwork. Oh, I see. Max Beckman, and let me look him up so that I know what years he worked. He was born in 1884, died in 1950, and he's a German painter, draftsman, printmaker, sculptor, and writer. Although he's classified as an expressionist artist, he rejected both the term and the movement. Excuse me. And let me see what Wikipedia says.
This is all too wet.
Beckman often had an undercurrent of moodiness or unease in his works. By the 1930s, his work became more explicit in its horrifying imagery and distorted forms, with a combination of brutal realism and social criticism
Yes.
coinciding with the rise of Nazism in Germany.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Well, no, I can understand why our guest,
Is it all right?
Bruce, and
Distorted?
he said, yeah, I mean, Bruce nails it in one sentence where he says he loves a lot of black. And when I saw the pictures of the paintings by Max Beckman on my web browser, I can see why he would draw a parallel to this. This is moodier than your normal work check.
That's because you made me draw it in a big black Sharpie.
No, I made you draw it with big black paint pen. There's a difference. And you're the one who chose where the blacks go.
All right.
Now, you could have done this with a large brush and wet acrylics, transparent acrylics. You could have blocked it out in grays. But the problem is you still run into the same problem where the wash would still be wet.
All right. Well, we'll call it a Max Beckman and be done with it.
All right. Now, remember, part of this process, Chuck, is to figure out what tools work, what don't, and if you're happy with them in the process.
Sounds like next week I'm going to have to set up an actual easel.
Yeah, you will. And you need bigger brushes. Big flats, big rounds.
I tell you what happens to my big paintbrush. You're right.
Big filberts.
Well, when should I be using a filbert versus a flat brush?
Filberts are traditionally used with opaque media for blending. I mean, if you use a round, you get a line with a defined edge. If you use a flat, you get a line with a defined edge. Because a filbert has a top that's kind of like an upside down U, it gives you a little softer edge on the brush stroke. Okay, you have 2 minutes and 25 seconds. You're not happy, are you?
I feel like I had one more good one in me today, and that's not it.
This is a good one.
Is it?
This is a good one.
Uh,
Chuck, when a viewer comes and is able to recognize that you're doing a style of a German, is it expressionist? Yeah, you did a good one.
All right.
Okay, you have 1 minute and 25 seconds.
Yeah, I've done. I don't. I'm not going to do anything more to it. Really.
You're not going to do any more. Okay, I'm going to turn off the timer.
I mean, I could do, but
wait, you still going to keep going?
I don't know. I mean, I think like there's some bits of it that are okay.
All right. What did you learn from this one?
Don't go just charging in with a big fat black marker like that. That's okay. That's maybe, but that's not like that way. Like my core strength is like in
your core strength is line.
Is the line, yes. So
okay.
That way, this way, it's like a whole bunch of lines. Okay. But yeah, I'm not like, okay, if it was a much bigger canvas, maybe with that thing, and that was too big of a thing to go charging in on the size of a canvas.
All right. Can I make
because it doesn't dry. It's still wet, and like, how can you? I can't.
Okay.
You can't work with great puddles of wet blackness on your canvas. That's not like.
Okay.
That's too. It's too destructive.
Okay, then I think for next week, you should buy a thicker Sharpie marker.
I thought the paint this basic acrylic paint pen was working quite well.
Okay. Do I have to buy a bigger Sharpie marker and drive it up to San Francisco and shove it through your mail slot?
Do they do those industrial ones? That side? I thought the ones that we had were like a good fine.
Well, show me the one you have. Okay. All right. That's just a normal, everyday Sharpie marker. I'm talking about the big ones.
How big?
Oh, do I have to? You know, the problem is
You
I
can
would have
send me
to.
a link. How about you send me a link? Send me a picture.
I'd have to drive to Oakland to go to Flax, buy them, and then drive across the Bay Bridge to give them to you.
All right. Okay, come on. I'm going to do one more.
You don't have time.
What if I do it in 10 minutes? Like most of them I've done in about 10 minutes.
All right, do 10 minutes. But I think that if you don't want the puddles of black, you're going to have
I'm
to
just going to do it my way. This one, Dale. This one's my way.
you're going to do it your way. Okay.
I'll do it my way. The
You want
trouble
me
is,
to
I keep
shut
trying
up?
to do things on this show to please you, and the more I try to please you,
The angrier you
the
get.
happier you get.
Okay. I'll shut up.
Uh, and that's not my goal of the show.
All right.
Well, one of my goals in the show is to make you happy, Dale, but it's not
No,
my
no, it
only goal.
isn't. I've been on the show long enough to know that.
It's to make you. Well, okay. Okay. That's.
Why don't you use the same reference this time?
Because I like to use a different one.
All right.
Okay, this is a model who I always draw quite a lot. Sophia Cayabrera or something, I think her name is.
Okay.
Pisspunks, she also goes by.
Now, are you okay? You're going to use the black paint pen.
Yes.
All right.
All right. All right. I'm going to start. Are you ready?
Wait, I'm timing you.
Well, we'll just see what we can do by the end of the show.
All right. You have 9 minutes.
See, I think I'm also going to come in with a smaller one. Just give us a little jam it. A baby out there. Oh, look, Dale, I got a maul stick.
You did? Did you buy one or make one? Ooh, you made one. Yeah. Now you're ready for canvas. You gotta have a maul stick if you're gonna paint on canvas. You got 7 minutes.
I don't know about this fucking maul stick.
You'll like it when you're at the easel.
Yeah. All right. Let's see, because it's got all this shit on it. Okay, this is hard. Okay, it's quite hard to draw with this little one on the softer canvas.
Okay. Try the switch to the Sharpie. See if that feels different.
Well, it will do. But infra penny, infra pound. I don't know. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Yes, I'm right. This is where you figure out what materials work. Yeah, I can see right away that is better.
Yeah. Well, sure has a shit ton of jewelry on. That should have come back more. All right.
I'm sorry, what?
The head.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing I can't fix with a bit of paint.
Okay. Bruce says the feedback, they seem to like a lot of urban art in the one paint-off I saw. Do the spectators vote the best painting?
Yes, yes.
Why don't you tell Bruce about that, Chuck?
So I think they have differently weighted votes, depending on. There's another one I haven't started yet. They have differently weighted votes. So, but yes, if you're like there in the audience, your vote counts quite highly. There are certain people that have more votes. I don't know. You have to look at the rules of the voting, but yeah, it's basically voted for live at the event. So you've got to be tuned in to the event live if you're going to a vote, but people can vote remotely and other artists can vote. And
you have 4 minutes, Chuck.
Thank you, Dale. Keeping me honest.
3 minutes.
I don't know what I'm doing in the background here. I'll just have to I'll just go with some of this purple again.
That's a big brush.
Yeah, that's a nice big brush.
It's a filbert. You got drippies.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm used to. This is a little too watery for this kind of canvas, I think. So I'm more used to the watercolor paper for the washes. All right, never mind. We'll still get some interesting effects.
Wow, I almost fell asleep there. You got 2 minutes.
Oh. Okay.
Must be
A lot
time for me to get
ambitious.
lunch.
The amount of time I had. Let's see.
I want to ask you, do you think your colors are too bright?
I don't know. I mean, at different times I've gone with brighter colours or more muted colours. I've tended to, probably because I worked in children's book market. I don't know, but also I just tend to be attracted to brighter colours.
Okay. Do you think brighter colors were part of the winner's formula for these paint-offs?
Not necessarily. No. Oh, hello. That's all very drippy
Okay.
too.
Bruce brings up that he thinks that so I keep it as urban as possible to win it. Do you think that
Yeah.
your work is urban, Chuck?
Um. Well, I think he's right about that. That you. I mean, I don't know that I think of my work particularly. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I live in the herbs.
Well, I don't even know what the definition of urban would be. Are we talking about graffiti art? Like, are we talking about something that I would see derived from underground cartooning or tagging? Chuck says, thinks so. I'm sorry, Bruce says, I think so. Because when I think the term urban art, I'm thinking about graffiti murals and tagging.
Yeah. But whatever. Like paint pens, urban art. Yeah. I mean, like cartooning. Whatever. Yes. I mean, the woman though who won, the one that I was at the other day, she did a seal in one of her drawings, and the first drawing was she was doing sort of animals,
Okay. I do
which I
want to
think
point
that's,
out,
I don't know what you think. Somebody else was trying a horse. I think it's just what you feel comfortable trying to do. I think if you could do a good portrait like this, then I think that would have a good chance of doing well.
Bruce says, keep the colors bright and hip.
Yeah.
I,
There's another person, another viewer agreeing with me, Dale.
well,
Dale would like me to do everything in black and white, like the first season of the Avengers.
I do like black and
Like the
white
first
is the
season.
most graphic, but Bruce says he thinks you can win it. I think you could win it too, but I think you need to.
Well, I need to get accepted into the competition first, so that's one thing. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right,
Also,
you
yeah, they
need to
won't have
be
me in because they
accepted.
know I'll win it. So yeah, that's good.
You might be considered too good. You may be considered a ringer.
Yeah, that's possible, isn't it?
It is. You're professional. Also, look at what you're doing. You are putting the effort in to learn how to win.
Well, I just wanted to have a practice at it before I did it.
Well, you haven't even figured out what materials you want to use yet.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, we're sort of learning. We're learning as we go, as far as all that is
Yes.
concerned.
Thank God you have me here to help you.
Thank God, it is due to the providence of God. That's undeniable. For whatever reason, God has decided.
Now,
God's ordained it.
do you think that it would be helpful for you, Chuck, to look at urban art?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah, urban art's just the same as regular art. It's just not as good.
Yeah, that will endear you to the judges. Why not just wear a t-shirt that says our judges have no taste?
Well, I've got my I don't care what you think jacket, which I was a bit like, 'cause I'm not sure that I do not care what people think, but
Okay. It's 12:03.
okay.
Okay. Now that is useful. That's the white paint pen.
Yeah.
And is that on top of the Sharpie?
Yeah, that's going on top of the black and getting some
The
nice
black
effects.
paint pen or the black Sharpie?
Both. Paint
Both.
pen.
Okay. That I
I
think
should
that's
probably do that and then do highlight. Yeah, I should probably develop a way of doing that.
okay. That's a useful. Yeah, there's no coaching, and I'm not going to be there. Bruce is asking, is coaching allowed in the competition? And there's no way I'm going to that competition.
Yeah, first of all, there's too many germs there for Dale. Second of all, yeah, no, it's not. He can't be like Burgess Meredith, like
Yeah,
at the side of the
it's
ring
not like
there.
I could be in his
Then, go
corner.
on, hit him again, or Burgess Meredith in of Mice and Men.
Yeah, I'm
He's
not
going,
going to cut Chuck
oh
Pye.
Lenny,
I'm not going to be in the. I'm not going
kill
to
me
be in his
again.
corner, rubbing his shoulders.
Whoa, now Lenny.
You want me to sponge you down between
I wish you
rounds,
were
Chuck?
more like Burgess Meredith. He was one of those beloved coaches.
Yeah.
Are you talking about sponging me down now?
I saw No, not Batman. I saw Rocky when it came out in the theaters when I was a kid, and I saw Burgess Meredith, and I'm like, that's the Penguin from Batman.
Yeah,
He was so awesome in that.
yeah, and he's great in the Twilight Zone, where he's like he just wants to read the
Yep,
books,
yep, yep.
and he's finding out all the books, and now his glasses
He was
broke. That
also
one, that was an
in
impression on me early on.
Clash of the Titans. He was great in Clash of the Titans.
Oh, Clash of the Titans! I forgot he's in that. Yeah, okay.
And he was in the I think he was in two of those grumpy old men movies with
Oh, was he?
Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau.
Oh,
Oh, and he was in there is a awesome horror movie called The Sentinel, and he's in it.
oh. I don't know the Sentinel.
Now I want to have a Burgess Meredith film festival.
Burgess Meredith Marathon.
Oh, he was awesome in Batman. I loved him in Batman.
Yes, I've never really been able to see those again. They've always been sort of tied up in copyright. There was a little time in the early 90s where you could see them for a bit.
You buy the DVDs. They must be on one of the streaming.
I know they are out now, yeah.
Oh my
But
God.
they're probably like they're all pretty
So
expensive.
I have to buy you Batman DVDs and Sharpie markers, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't happening. Let's see where Batman is streaming.
I think they had it on Hulu or something. I saw it on some channel. I could watch it, but it was with commercials. Which I suppose is the way it was meant to be enjoyed.
There's so many Batmans now.
Yeah, I know. You have to pick your favorite.
Yeah, and if I go Batman series,
Ooh.
Is Batman TV series streaming anywhere? Supposedly Roku. My advice is just go buy the discs. How much is the Batman on Amazon? I really regret never bothering. Oh, you can get the full series for like $35, dude.
Okay.
On DVD. You get like for $42 on Blu-ray. I really regret. I had a chance to meet Adam West and I didn't do it, and now he's passed away, and I really regret it. Same with William Shatner. My friend,
He's not.
I make fun of
William
my
Shatner's
friend.
still alive.
What?
William Shatner's still alive.
Yeah, but it's difficult to get his autograph now. A friend of mine got it.
No, he has to go into space. He knows his space now.
Yeah,
Jeff
his
Bezos
autograph
gave
is
him a
probably
hand to
worth
space.
twice as much now that he's been to space. He went to space. He was 90. I mean, who the hell goes to space when you're 90?
Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
they told him he was going to go into space one day for doing that show.
Yeah, and he did.
You might have believed it, I suppose. I don't know, but it wasn't that popular at the time, was it? So
he is arguably the greatest actor who has ever lived. That's the funny thing. Even better than Michael Caine. All right. Are we wrapping this up? It's 12:09.
Yeah, that's the end of the show.
Okay. What do you think?
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, Bruce. Thanks for your comments. Thanks, Dale, for reading Bruce's comments. Well, we'll be back again next week. I mean, it does involve getting out of bed and drawing stuff on a Saturday morning.
Okay. I want to tell you that.
Couldn't do it without you.
Okay. I want to tell you this one that you've done is really good.
Well, she's okay.
Compare it to the others.
Yeah. Oh, I thought the second one. Well, the other one. Okay, they're looking better now. Actually, I don't know. They look better after a bit of time. There's
okay. No, this last one you did. You're warmed up. You're learning the tools. That's much better.
This one, I went off on the wrong foot. Really, I don't know. I suppose some people.
Tina says she's great.
It does kind of look like Tina. This one was the first one. Yeah, that was difficult actually. I've realized 80s models are kind of hard to do. I got
okay.
Zone for that.
No, I think this last one you're starting to learn what materials to use, but you're going to have to next week set up a canvas.
This one, when I read it looks a bit like Cynthia.
Okay, Bruce says he likes them both. You're going to have to set up an easel for next week with the camera.
Yeah, that seems like what I'm going to have to do.
Yeah, and you're also going to have to set up so that people can see you painting and they're not looking at the back of you and not able to see the painting.
I'm not really sure how that's possible.
You're going to have to do the camera at an angle.
All right. Well, we talk about that off the air. I'm going to play the theme tune now. All Bruce, right. Thanks so much for tuning in. Yeah, some good ones. I'll let them dry and then look at them the next day. And sometimes they came out better.
Thank you for all our viewers coming to view.
I might finish that one. It looks a bit like Cynthia. I did say it. All right. Where's the theme tune? All right. Theme tune somewhere. All right.
Hi, guys.
Here we go. I got it. Here we go. Bye.
Song for Chuck Whelan showy. He asked me to write one, but I stole from David Bowie. Here's a theme song. Chuck Whelan is the best. We have lots of hosts, but we're running out of gas. Will you be our guest on? Will you be our guest on? Be on the Chuck Whelan show. Whoa, 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 whoa.
If you're gonna have a show, you